Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. This is Joe Justice at First Tuesdays with Up Next Charlie West, and I'm here with Christian. Christian, buddy, tell me, what's your hustle?
My hustle is school. You know, when I was 15, that's when I heard high schools around here did dual enrollment, and it was through West Virginia State University. So I did as many as I could at 15, and it allowed me to graduate college at 19. So I'd recommend anyone, in high school, 17, 18, watching this right now, take as many dual credits, take summer classes, and there are a lot of scholarships out there available for you.
So now you completely graduated by the time you were 19 years old.
Yes, and my MBA will be completed at 20, and I'm beyond grateful for, those summer classes, the dual enrollment classes, and, the finance industry, really, because it's not just about your intellect, it's about, your work ethic and how hard you're willing to work.
Well, that is very impressive. There's not a whole lot of people that get an MBA at 20 years old. What did you learn going through that process that you could share with others?
That you didn't have to be the smartest guy in the room. You just had to be willing to work hard.
Now, wait a minute. Anybody that's going to hear about Doogie Howser, too, here, get an MBA. You probably don't know who Doogie Howser is, do you?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's a TV show from when I was a kid. But he graduated when he was very young, okay? So anyone's going to hear about a kid getting an MBA when he's 19, 20 years old is going to say that you had to have been the smartest guy in the room, and you're saying that's not true.
That's not true, and let me tell you why. Coming out of school, I got one scholarship, and that was the welcome scholarship to the school. I didn't get the promise. My SAT scores weren't the highest. I was probably, 40th percentile. I really was not the smartest guy, but I had the hardest work ethic. I'd outwork everyone, at my school. I had a job since I was 15, and that instilled in me this work ethic. And I feel like it's not becoming successful that's important. It's the person that you must become in order to become successful.
So well, that's going to bring up a question. This could be a simple question, but maybe a little bit tougher than you think.
Gotcha.
What does work ethic mean? What does that mean to you?
The willingness and the ability to work every day, set goals, set priorities, building long-term relationships, which involves trust. And I feel like that all goes into work ethic.
So what are you going to do with this MBA degree? What are you going to apply it towards?
So I got a job right now at Merrill Lynch. They hired one person this year in West Virginia, and luckily it was me. I'm also the youngest person that the firm has ever hired, 19 right out of school. I had my SIE, which is the first step of being a financial advisor at 19, which is the youngest FINRA seen in the last 4 years. So very grateful.
Very impressive, buddy. And I'm so glad to hear that you're working hard. It's so glad to hear that everything's paying off for you. So what would you tell anybody that's watching this that, want to reach for the stars, do something special? What would you recommend? How do they get started?
If I can do it coming out of high school with no scholarships, no intellectual scholarships, you can do it too. I promise. You just got to develop that work ethic and work hard.
Awesome. Christian, I want to thank you so much for being on here with me today. I want to thank you for listening, and for all of the Kanawha Valley Hustlers, this guy, the big-time hustler here, I want to remind you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.